Good afternoon and welcome to Eastern Lifestyle. I'm your host, Davia Pugh.
And I'm your reporter, Kaylee Riccatelli.
We are so glad to have you with us today. Get ready for a very exciting show. We'll hear from an author about her inspiring women empowerment book set in Oriental. We'll check out an awesome quick shop bottle stop and social space in Beaufort. Plus, you will find out how to get an amazing deal when you dine at this fantastic ENT restaurant. That's all coming up soon, but now let's get into what makes this day special.
What does make today special?
Today is National Pet Day.
Oh, more pets.
More pets. More pets, and this can be any pet. Hamster,
Ooh.
bunny, cat, dog,
I still
snake.
don't have one of those.
I know.
Okay, so I don't actually have pets here, but I have 2 cats.
Okay.
That are still at my parents' house.
Oh, that counts.
Yeah.
They're your pets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're ladies.
So Colleen Page, who was an animal welfare advocate and pet and family lifestyle expert, founded National Pet Day in 2006 to celebrate the joy that pets can bring to our lives.
Aww.
And also she wanted to bring attention to the ongoing need of how many pets of all kinds are waiting to be adopted in shelters. Just like the Humane Society and those shelters around, it's just to bring more awareness to the animals that need homes in shelters. And she specifically is talking about shelters and not breeders. That's how she interprets this day.
Yeah.
And so the National Institute of Health has been a partner in research to determine the physical and mental benefits of having a pet. And so this is what they found. It turns out that not only pets can steal our hearts, that they can contribute to overall cardiovascular health by lowering cortisol, cholesterol, and blood pressure levels.
So everything associated
Pretty much.
with stress.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. Like, pets really do make a huge difference in just like your mental and...
I always, like when I go home
Mm-hmm.
and I like my cats are there, like it's
comforting.
I feel so at ease.
Right? That's
And
how
just-
I feel
like, just
when I
like-
see Zora.
Sitting there and just petting
Yes.
a dog or cat or whatever, it's just...
It's so therapeutic. It's so
Yes.
calming. So I completely agree with that study.
Yeah.
That's what it is today.
Aww.
Yeah, so, give your pet another hug. I mean, it was Hug Your Dog Day yesterday.
Yes.
Give all of your pets hugs today.
Yes. Hugs everywhere. Appreciate
Yes.
your pet for what they do for you.
Exactly.
As much as what you do for them.
Exactly. So what else is it today?
So today is a really fun day, honestly.
Yeah.
It's Barbershop Quartet Day.
Now, what is that?
You don't know what a barbershop quartet is?
What is a quartet?
Well, let me tell you. So, Barbershop Quartet Day is celebrated on April 11th to commemorate the formation of the Society for the Preservation and Encouragement of Barbershop Quartet Singing in America, which is now known as the Barbershop Harmony Society. And it was formed on this day in 1938 in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Okay.
So, barbershop music is a style of arranging music that is rooted in close 4-part a cappella arrangements.
Wow.
So, do you know when you'll see guys in like the wide brim hats, and they're usually in like striped red suits, and they go like ah,
Yeah.
and they go into a little song.
Oh, okay.
That's a barbershop quartet.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
And so barbershop music is rooted, a professor of jazz at Tulane found that barbershop quartet arrangement has roots in the 1880s in black communities in the South who would come together to harmonize on folk music. And that style of singing was rooted in like long time African tradition for music. So barbershop quartet music has very deep roots.
Yeah.
And then the barbershop arrangement led to jazz music.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
yeah.
Wow.
Listen to a barbershop quartet today. Check them out.
Yes. Very cool. Very cool days today. Awesome. So now it's time for our ENC event. Get ready for the Egg Rush at River Park North in Greenville this Saturday from 1 to 4. Kids ages 0 to 12 can enjoy a fun-filled egg hunt, goodie bags, and a visit with the bunny, and even a photo booth session. Hunt start in 15-minute age group intervals beginning at 1:15. Tickets are $5 in advance or $4 on the day of the event. Register by tomorrow. And for more info, visit greenvillenc.gov.
They have a 23-year-old age bracket.
That's what I'm trying to get into. I'm like, I want to go and do an egg hunt.
Yeah, me too.
You guys definitely check it out. Coming up on Eastern Lifestyle, we'll be learning about the inspiration behind an author's women empowerment books. Stay tuned, you will not want to miss it. Welcome back. I'm your host, Davia, and today we are here with author and counselor Heather W. Cobham, and she's here to tell us all about her inspiring and empowering women-focused books. Thank you so much for being with us, Heather.
You're welcome. I'm glad to be here.
So can you please tell us what inspired your journey into writing as a career?
Well, I have always loved to write. As a young child, I wrote poetry, short stories, and things like that. And I always knew I wanted to write a book. And so I just kept journaling, kept writing, and then it happened when we moved down to Oriental in Pamlico County, not far from here. And the inspiration got stronger, and so I decided to follow through. And so part of it is just that internal desire to be creative and to write. And the other part that inspired me to start my writing is my other career as a mental health counselor. And I thought I would be writing a nonfiction book, but then I thought it would be a lot more fun to share some of the messages I wanted to in fiction. And so my hope is that people also take away some positive coping skills and things like that from reading my novels. So it's kind of twofold what got me inspired.
That's amazing. And so I know like the message behind your books is like about women finding strength and wisdom in like a southern coastal setting, specifically Oriental. Mm-hmm. What inspires you to make that your message and like the location for your books?
Okay, well I'll start with the location part.
Yeah.
When my husband and I were living in Raleigh, and I grew up in North Carolina, in Clinton, North Carolina. But when we got to Oriental, well, one of my characters in my new book says, it felt like a piece of the puzzle, you know, the last piece of the puzzle that you just put it into place. That's how I felt when I got to Oriental. And so that location was very healing to me and calming and inspiring. And so it just made sense.
That's amazing. Okay. What advice would you give to aspiring authors?
Keep writing and don't give up on yourself. I think the biggest thing I've learned, it took me 7 years to write my first book. I was working a full-time job at that time, but I would stop for months at a time because I thought, this is dumb. Nobody wants to read my book. Who do I think I am writing a book? And then I would go back and do it again, you know.
Yeah.
And so, but I've learned over time to just, that voice doesn't totally go away, but just to set it to the side. And if you have that calling and you have a story that's churning, just tap into it and don't doubt yourself. And keep moving forward. One of my mentors for writing, she said, if you have the inspiration to write something, there's at least one person that needs to hear it. Yeah. So we might not, you know, I might not be living in a mansion like Nicholas Sparks up in New Bern, but you know, the touching 1 or 2 or 3 or 100 people's lives, that is worth everything.
Makes a huge difference.
Yeah, and so whether it's, you know, 1 or 1,000,000, I think we all have a obligation to follow through on those inspirations that are inside us. So
I love that, yeah.
Yeah, so please
Awesome.
Keep writing if that's your dream.
Awesome. Where can people go if they want to purchase your books or learn more about you?
Sure. I have a website, which is www.heathercobham.com, and you can learn more about me and my novels, as well as book club questions, things like that, and they're for sale, the autograph copies.
Okay.
They're also available at the Next Chapter bookstore in New Bern and on Amazon.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Heather, for sharing.
Oh, you're welcome. It's great to be here.
It's time for the moment of Zen. Use this time to calm your mind, whether that's by taking a few deep breaths or meditating. Let go of any distractions or stress and focus on the present. Use this time to relax and find peace.
Coming up on Eastern Lifestyle, check out this sweet spot in Beaufort where you can find a community for just about any interest you have. Stay tuned, you won't want to miss it. The Periwinkle Bottle Shop and Social Space got its name from the periwinkle seashell that's small and unassuming at first, but upon a closer look is beautifully ornate, full of detail and unexpected surprises. That's what this community gathering spot has to offer, a simple space for people to come together in so many ways, to share a drink or a common interest.
The periwinkle has fondly been referred to as a commercial back porch, and what that really chalks up to is a third space that we've created for our locals and tourists alike to feel comfortable and safe, to enjoy alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages and participate in random, fun, and weird, interesting events. The conceptualization of the periwinkle began with Chris's mobile bar business, and we were hesitant to do the brick and mortar space. We had just had a baby, and the opportunity arose when we saw a space that we loved and had eyes on the corner of Live Oak and Cedar Street, and we opened in February of 2022. Our spot on Live Oak was amazing because we had parking, we had a great little shed that we had converted into this beautiful space that our local family and friends could partake in community events there. However, we were really lacking any kind of foot traffic. Being on Middle Lane in Beaufort, North Carolina will give us a bigger reach for not only our nonprofit and fundraising for events, but also just providing that community space that's really safe. The most important thing that's rooted in the periwinkle is that deep sense of community and honoring that third space intention. COVID kind of rocked how we interact and function in the world. The bottle shop and social space was originated in the intention of creating a space where we want to raise our children, meet people like us, that we love, and can do all these types of special things and interesting things in a really healthy and positive way. I always say the fact that we serve alcohol is the least interesting thing about what we do. We were on our heels nervous that we were going to be closing from the Live Oak spot. We thought that might be the end of the periwinkle. We reopened this past week, so we spent about 5 days open, and the amount of people that have supported us since the beginning of this journey, that have come through, poured love on us, is clearly the why and the most important part about the periwinkle. Every Wednesday we have a hash run. Hashing is a type of running activity, but is accessible for anybody who wants to walk, jog. We have kids that skate and ride bikes. It is based more as a scavenger hunt or a puzzle for runners. So every week the route's different. There's clues around town. We meet Wednesdays at 5:30 p.m. every week, and the distance varies between like 3 to 5 miles. We also have historically provided yoga for free. We've shifted from Thursdays to Friday mornings at 9 a.m. We also have a permitted tattoo artist in our space that does pop-up tattoos called Tattoos Day. And we have a book club that meets, the Paperbacks Book Club, that's run by a local school teacher. We specialize in carrying a craft variety of both alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. So we have beers, local beers, international, wine, seltzers. But then we also have a wide range of non-alcoholic beverages. We keep 2 kombucha taps that are non-alcoholic on at all times. We also have a cooler dedicated to non-alcoholic beverages. So you can find beers, recess, adaptogen waters, all kinds of things like that.
It's time for the life hack of the day. Did you know that a bar of soap can fix a squeaky door? All you do is rub the soap on the hinges. The soap is supposed to act as a lubricant, silencing that annoying squeak in seconds.
We need to use that on these chairs.
I know. That's cool.
Works on doors. Does it work on metal chairs?
I don't know. It might. So I guess if you don't have WD or something,
Yeah.
WD-40, you can try a bar of soap from your own home.
Or if you just hate the smell of WD-40.
Yeah, because
like
that can
I
be
do.
pretty strong.
I can't stand
And soap is-
WD-40. And then everything gets oily.
Yeah.
Soap is just, it has a nice smell.
Exactly.
It's something you have
and
around
it's
the house.
soft, it's around the house.
Yeah.
You don't have to really think much of it. You just grab a bar and put it on there.
Huh.
I have to check it out and see if it works.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, very cool. Up next, it's an opportunity for great savings at one of the best E&C restaurants. But before that, let's get into trivia. So a convenient function on computers is Control-Alt-Delete. This was invented in North Carolina. Is this A, true, or B, false? We'll have the answer right after the break. Don't go anywhere. Stay connected with @EasternLifestyle9 for an exclusive look behind the scenes. All right, we're back. So if you guessed A, true, you're correct. Control-Alt-Delete started out as a way to reboot a malfunctioning computer, and it was invented by engineer David Bradley in 1980 in the Research Triangle Park in Durham, North Carolina.
It's time for Be Our Guest, where we help you save money while having a delicious dining experience. And today we are at Nash Hot Chicken in Greenville. And make sure to go to WNCT.com and find the Be Our Guest tab to get your $50 voucher for just $25, as these will sell out fast. Today we're joining Kurt Hauser, the owner of Nash. Thanks for having us.
Thank y'all for coming. Yeah.
So we have an assortment of delicious menu items here on the table, and you can't start off a meal without having an awesome appetizer. So what do we have right here?
Oh yeah, a lot of folks here like to kick things off with our roasted street corn dip. It's an interesting take on street corn. It's a cream cheese base. We've got some roasted peppers in there for a little bit of a kick, nothing too crazy. And then we do have our house-made chips as well that we flash fry.
This menu item is awesome, but if you want something that's shareable that you can also make your own meal, we also have nachos.
Oh yeah, those are our Nash nachos. That's a new addition to our menu actually.
Awesome.
And yeah, we've got some pico in there, fresh-made pico, our house-made chips of course, and then we've got our Nashville-style chicken. This is our Coco Cabana. It's a real tropical kind of toes in the sand type drink, a perfect escape. It's got a lot of it's got coconut juice in there, pineapple juice, orange juice. So it's a real fruity drink.
I love it. It's a perfect getaway while staying in Greenville.
Absolutely.
And then on top of it, you know, breakfast, I think is the perfect meal for no matter any time of day. We have a famous chicken and waffles right in front of us. So what is the Nashville Hot Chicken way for it?
Yeah, so this, we call it our Cluck Fest here. So we've got our 2-bead sauce on it. This is our white cheddar mac. We put a lot of love into this. It pairs well with most things. Those are our wings. We've got those tossed in our 1-bead, our mild sauce. We've got some ranch or blue cheese, you know, depending on the person. To cool things down.
Yep.
This is our blue electric lemonade. A lot of folks love that one. It's got a nice tangy kick to it, and something about it just reminds me of juice or Capri Sun, something like that
love
growing
it.
up. Yeah.
It's nice, refreshing, tropical. We're keeping with that theme. I
Yeah.
love it.
So that is the Nash. That's our chicken sandwich. Everything here is Nashville style, so we do a special brine on the chicken, keeps everything nice and juicy. We did this one here without the sauce, just to kind of let folks know that everything here doesn't have to be spicy.
Yeah.
Our chicken by itself, as juicy as it is, and what we breaded in, it has a slight kick to it, but it's nothing that's gonna get anybody sweating.
Kurt, thanks so much for showing us your assortment of menu items. They look fantastic, and I can't wait to dive into all of the different flavors and maybe try a little bit of the heat.
Of course, let's dig in. Thanks for coming.
These menu items look fantastic, and make sure to go to WNCT.com and find the Be Our Guest tab to get your $50 voucher for just $25, as these will sell out fast.
Hey, I'm Chris. This is On the Record. We're here at Alley Cat, and I'm having a great time looking for new and used records. By the way, here's one I found. Can you believe it? Revolver by the Beatles. So, this is their 7th album. They had gotten to a point in their career where they had sort of seen everything and won all the accolades, and I think they came to a point where they said, there's not really a reason to tour anymore. And they were really kind of going through some things. And so a lot of the things in this album are using tape delays and sort of looped effects. Very, very proto electronica even, well before this was mainstream, and I think it turned the songs and it gave them sort of a otherworldliness quality. So it's a great album to check if you want something different. And so yeah, until next time, for On the Record, I'm Chris. We'll see you then.
Want to be featured on Eastern Lifestyle? Whether you have a business or you're someone with an interesting story to share, email us at easternlifestyle@WNCT.com for an opportunity to be featured. Thank you so much for joining us today. Remember to always enjoy every moment of your Eastern lifestyle, and we will see you next time. Segments in today's episode are sponsored by the Periwinkle and Nash Hot Chicken. Catch all the latest and past episodes
at WNCT.com/Eastern-Lifestyle.